Welcome to FMTrain.tv, where every day at 1 o'clock we attempt to get our audio and video correct, and we do awesome FileMaker training. Right, Nick? Nick is stoked to be here. Real quick, upcoming broadcast schedule for those of you who care about such things. Today is day 2 of Nick. Nick will be doing day 2, and then Nick will be continuing next week. On Tuesday and Wednesday of next week will be more Nick days. Tomorrow, Jonathan Ray, speeding up your loops. Basically, it's some lean design kind of stuff. I'm sure that people will show up. Kyle will say, I could do that in SQL on a custom function in 12 seconds, right? And if he doesn't do that, I would be shocked, because Kyle is very talented and he's happy to explain how you can do it with SQL. There's people on the FileMaker forums that do that too. I can do that with SQL, right? Like what? Right? And then Friday is an interesting conversation. Friday's going to be an open-ended conversation about how it's about the FileMaker community and how we got to be where we are with the FileMaker community. So it's a little bit of history in there, I guess. Nick, if you're around and you want to just talk about how you got into FileMaker, right, where you were working at that strip club as a DJ, and then the dancers were there, and then you needed a way of organizing all that. And then talk about that, because Nick was doing this stuff in Lebanon when the big Lebanese war broke out. They were blowing up buildings and stuff, and he was like, we're out of here, right? So
yeah, that was long. Yeah, but I started FileMaker when I was 16. So
16, yeah. So strip club makes perfect sense for that. So so Nick will be here hopefully a little bit on Friday, at least to talk about it. So that's the upcoming broadcast schedule. As a reminder, this broadcast is free, which probably makes sense because Nick's long hair. People are going to want to refund that hair. Is so long. It is hideous. But Nick says a lot of the women in Europe really dig a man with long hair. It's mandatory you have long hair. So I'm like, okay, roger that. So he's going to be off in Europe visiting the girlfriends, which is pretty cool. That'll be, what do you fly out? May 25th, right? Like in a week or so. 2 weeks.
Yes.
Weekend or something.
No, 2 weeks.
So it'll be like hasta la vista, Nicky. And then he promises he will come back to America in a year or two. So we're very excited to have him come back at some point. So does anyone know where to get a copy of the Launchpad version 12? There is no Launchpad version 12 that I'm aware of. Nick, someone just on Discord commented on that.
No.
The current Launchpad, if you want to get the current Launchpad, what you do is you have to kind of find it. So I'm going to go to a browser here. Oh, let me cover this real quick. Before we go any further, this is a free broadcast. You definitely want to make sure that you have our training, the training subscription. This helps us keep the lights on. It also, this one over here comes with a full version of FileMaker and some amazing stuff. This live stream is a kind of a coherent conversation. We're already taking questions. People are interacting with us. Some people really dislike that. They want I want 10 or 12 minutes of focused conversation on a specific topic with no distractions at all, ever. Okay, fine. So that's what you want down here. This is about 90 hours. Because it's actually much more. It's about 95 hours.
I know what happened because, yeah, okay.
Okay, just wait. Don't interrupt.
Okay, sorry.
And so, Nick knows what happened, but I want you to steal a credit card and use it to buy. Each of you should buy at least 5 copies of each of these, right? So that way we can pay the bills, right? It'd be really awesome. So I'm messing with you, but yes, there's a lot of people who come to me. I get emails. How do I do this and this and this and this, right? And I said, well, is the training worth more than $1 an hour, right? And they're like, or $2 an hour, whatever it is, right? And they're like, yeah. Well, then buy the training. Buy the training at $2 or $3 an hour. You can get all the training to answer your questions. I frequently will tell people, go watch a certain video, and they're saying, well, isn't it free on YouTube? It's like, not everything's free on YouTube. If you want to learn FileMaker, spending time on YouTube will not get you to the end. It's a good place to be aware of FileMaker. You might answer a specific question, maybe, but you've got to find it. For me, it's a real, to be honest with you, because I look for a problem on how to solve it on YouTube. You know what I find? All I find is me. It's a real problem. It's like, okay, I'm Richard Carlton. I need to let them know that no Richard Carlton search results will come back, because if I knew about it, I wouldn't be searching on it. It's actually kind of a unique problem. It's really hard for me to find something I don't know, because they get a close search term and then they send it back to me, and I'm like, yeah, but I know I don't know. So anyway, pretty crazy. So we're going to update this right here. That's about 90 hours of training total. Server, cloud, FileMaker Pro, FileMaker Go, FileMaker Web Direct. We covered all in that training. So Now, there was a question here, Nick. We have the question. One of the things you can do is that we have the free CRM if you go to FM Starting Point. But down here, you can say, I want to download the latest version of Starting Point. It's totally free. Click it right here. You can get the download. But if you come over here to the marketplace, which was a marketplace we created many, many years ago, like 10 years ago, you can scroll down here. You can find the lean design, and you can download from the lean design the sample files, right? So somewhere in here, you can say, here's the sample files, right? So you can, yeah, that's interesting. So that is an error there, I'm pretty sure, because you're supposed to sign up for that, or that's that one, right? Neomorphism sample file, then there's this one here, and then this one here. I think this one here is the one that you put your name in here, and we'll email you the results on that. Those actually should all be that way, so that's kind of an interesting little goof up. But yeah, that's how that works. So download the latest version of the Launchpad, I think, is in this right here. So FM Starting Point Marketplace, and then you end up down here, and you can click the high design and high performance 2019. Okay. So Nick, what was your thought on that?
The what? The starting point?
You didn't have a decimal in there. 1.2. Is that what you were doing?
Yeah. Oh, yes. For the Launchpad is because I renamed it 12. You know, it's V1, and I put a 2 to make a difference between.
All right. So can I give everyone a hot tip on this? Do what Claris does when they do what we call build numbers, right? So let me just cover this real quick. We're talking about naming conventions. So it says like this is a UI UX design. For those of you who haven't seen this is a sample file that Nick put together, and it's the neomorphism kind of design sample right here. I'm going to minimize myself. So the problem is with this is that what I normally do is I say either a V number or an X number, and it's whole integers, right? You don't want to do 4.1.3.2 because then you have all these decimals, and periods or decimals in a file name really pisses off a computer. Okay, the Mac kind of handles it, but it's like a space in a file name. It really doesn't like it, even though Nick says it's mandatory to use spaces. Trust me on this, you want whole numbers, because what happens frequently is that you'll say 4.1, right? Or in this case, Nick did a 1.2, and the period got cut out of it, and so you end up with version 12, right? And so once again, I'm right and Nick is wrong. So that's why that works. And then we lost Nick. He left. Holy cow. He's left the room. He is gone. He's gone. Empty chair. Where is Nick at? He's left.
Yeah, it's here. No, because the phone was ringing like crazy, you know, the commercial.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So you're ready to go, Nick? Are you ready to start today's broadcast on transplanting your brain from location 1 to location 2? Is that what you're doing?
Yes. So yesterday we discussed about we started transplanting the file from one file to another. Okay, so we start with the very beginning, which was the custom functions, and we did the table. Okay, so custom function table with fields, right? Which is that come together because we can copy and paste a table. So when you copy a table, all the fields inside the table is coming. So that's what we did yesterday. Okay, and then we connected all the relationship together. So we recreated all the occurrence. So that's why we have this sequence. First, we have the custom function. Then we add the table. Inside the table, we have the fields. Now that we have table fields, we can get together the occurrence. That means we can create occurrence that will be sat on the table, you know, because we cannot create an occurrence if we don't have the table. Okay, so that's why we need the table first, and then we need the field because we cannot create a relationship between two occurrences if we don't have a field to link something together, right? So that's why we need this sequence. But now something is happening when you do that. So we have a side effect of events. Okay, so we have an event. It's like the chicken and the egg. Okay, so we had the chicken, but we didn't have the egg, and then we had the egg, but we didn't have the chicken. So it's kind of the same problem we have here. So let me show you the thing we need to do now. Okay, So let me go to here. Where's my call? Here. And let me share my screen. Okay. So share my screen. And so
Okay,
yesterday
I'm
we did
gonna
that.
move
So
my little box there. So
yeah. So yeah. I'm going to move this because we have a lot of things going on here. Doing this and doing this. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So I need to go to FileMaker 18. Okay. Okay. So yesterday we did this, right? So we are now at that state. You know, we created all the relationship, all the occurrences. So here's the sequence of the events. First, table fields, then occurrence, because I just explained that we need for those things to create this here, we need a table. Okay, so we need a table to create this because this is going inside is related to a table, right? And then we need a field to create the link between those two, right? To create a link between those two, we need fields. So we need table to create this and this, and then we need fields to create the link between those two. But when at the time we pasted, the field, the table and the field, those guys, those two weren't existing. They weren't there. So the bad effect, like the chicken and the egg, right, is that it was too soon to paste a field and get relookups to work, for example. Let me show you. So we couldn't get the lookup to work because they were. Let me show you how they appear when they broke. Because unfortunately I fixed them. So let me show you how they appear when they broke. Okay. So it was too soon to get. Let me replicate the broke. Assets type name. Okay. So when we copy and paste the field and the table, it was too soon. We got the lookup, but it was too soon. I just broke it. I need to break, validate. Oh, okay. I know. Okay, I need to break it, validate, go back, and replace it. Okay. So when we copy and paste we didn't have the occurrence. So when you paste a field and you don't have the occurrence, and the field has the lookup assigned to it, right? It appears like this, you know. It appears like this.
so you have to so you have to manually fix these, then, Nick? Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
You manually go back and
so
fix
that's
them?
what I want to do.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we need to go there and we need to manually fix it. We need to manually fix everything in order to get that work. So we need to have the relationship working back. So what I want to explain is, at the time, we copy and paste the fields before we create the occurrences, because we need the fields and the table to be there in order to create the occurrences. So it's the chicken and the egg. But at the time, but the lookup rely on the occurrences, right? So that's why to fix it, you need to do it manually. You need to run all of them and you need to fix them. Okay, you need to fix them, and also the auto entry calculation. So not all of them, but some of them needs to be fixed. Okay. Don't remember. There's one that is broken somewhere. But some need to be fixed. Some calculation needs to be fixed. Especially the calculation that involve reference, field with references. With what's the name? Field with I think in login I must have one that is broken though. Yeah, got it. So here I type how it appears. So when you copy and paste a field and the occurrence wasn't there, here, for example, in this calculation, I'm calling the occurrence T101A, but the T101A wasn't there when I pasted the field. So of course, FileMaker said, okay, it's broken because this doesn't work. I don't have it. Now, because I'm going to replicate the table of occurrence with exactly the same name, I'm going to copy and paste the same name. When that's done, you can just do this. So, okay, you come to the calculation that is broken, you put that back because this is where you need to be. This is the context you need to be, okay, in order to get this to work, because the T101A is related to the T101 context. So now, if I remove this, if I remove the comment here, and I press OK, bam, it works. It's validating because I put back the context. So the fix is not a big deal. The fix is not, you need to rebuild the calculation. No, you don't even have to touch the calculation. Just what you need to do is to put back the context where it should be to work. Okay. Of course, this has to be exactly the same name. Okay. So that's why you need to copy and paste exactly the same name. The occurrence need to have exactly the same name from the file where you copy and paste. Then you get everything back working very quickly. Okay. So do we have any question on this? Yeah, we have one.
There was one, and then I think you answered it. But if you want to re-emphasize that point real quick from Simon Day.
Okay, would it be the same for calc auto enters that refer to a field in another table that had not been added at the time of pasting?
Yeah, it's the same thing, Nick. It's instead of a lookup, it's an auto enter calculation or something.
Yeah,
like that.
auto enter. Okay, yeah. You need to fix two things. Yeah, you need to fix two things. The auto entry calculation, sometimes, not all. Why? Okay, I explain why this one got broken. Because in the calculation, I was calling a relationship, and I didn't have them. So on all the calculation, you have a relationship is broken, but all the auto entry calculation, like I have many here, all those auto entry calculation, they're not broke because I don't refer to this, right? They all work. They all work. You don't need to touch anything because self is a function, is empty is a function. This is a constant. So nothing broke here. Nothing broke. Current timestamp and nothing get broke at all. This works because it calls the fields that are in the same table. It's not a related table. So the auto entry calculation, everything get broken when you are calling them from a relationship. Like lookup, by definition, a lookup calls a relationship. That by definition. Okay? So of course it gets all your lookup are broken, all of them.
Okay, so real quick, so there's a question here. It's off topic, but I think it's worthwhile just to take a swing at it. Moki says, question, can we do lookups against an ODBC table that's connected, an external SQL table, right? And the answer, I have not done that lately, but it basically, Nick, if you can go over here to relationships real quick, up here at the top, just hit relationship real quick. When you define through an ODBC data source, you can actually have a table on here that is actually a not a FileMaker table. You'd click it up here, you'd say data source, and then you would actually select, see there's none here, but you'd go in here and you define it. So you end up with a table occurrence over here that is some sort of SQL or other data source, right? Whatever it's going to be. So if you have a relationship from an ID over here to an ID over here, you could do a lookup. Now the speed of that lookup will probably be slower than a FileMaker lookup because the communication between SQL and ODBC and FileMaker is a little slow. That's why a lot of times you will want to cache data over here for high speed. But once again, that's performance design. That's a different topic conversation. We probably could look at putting that on the schedule at some point. But if you folks are interested in that, or how many people are interested in ODBC external connectivity besides Moki, right? So The answer is 2, 3. Yeah. So, but I don't think Nick would do it, right? Or we'd bring Nick in. So yeah, a bunch of you have interest in that. That's interesting. I would probably bring Jacob Taylor in to have that conversation because he's going to be better at that. I mean, I'm happy to do the FileMaker part of it, but wiring up the FileMaker server to talk to ODBC can either be really easy or a that will cause you to cuss and swear for a year. It's either one or the other. And so, because I presented on that exact topic at DevCon probably 15 years ago. So that's, yeah. So I've been there, done that, but it's like, ugh. So, yeah. Well, then Simon Day says he doesn't even know what ODBC is. So, well, yeah. So TK says for me it was a bitch. Yeah, for me personally. So yeah. So we will add that to do list. Nick, I'm not going to interrupt you anymore. You could continue, but people are interested in other topics. I want to add them to our list as we go. Okay. And he's there, Nick.
Yeah.
Okay, you're good. You may resume, Nick.
No, I'm not going. I was preparing the next.
Okay, that's fine. Well, I don't mind distracting people while you're preparing, so that's fine. So I am done with my talk about ODBC, and are you ready for the next part?
Yeah.
Okay, go. You go for it, baby.
Okay. No. I was looking if I had everything ready. Okay. So now, so everything is about it's about the succession of sequence. Okay. We have now a full schema that works. Okay. So this schema now is working perfectly well. We fixed everything. We fixed all the calculation. We have all the relationships. So the schema is ready. Okay. So for that part here, we will never go back there. Okay. That's done. So that's why it's, so that's what you need to do. You need to fix the schema. This part is done, completely done. We don't have to go back there. Okay. Now what we can focus on is the creation of the layouts. Okay, so but the layouts, we need to do that in 2 separated step. Okay, so that's one step. You need to create the layout itself. Okay, and the second step we come later, because in between you need to add the scripts, right? So it's kind of weirdo. Okay, here. Okay, so it's the layout is a little bit complicated because you have so many things in between, right? So so the layout will be there's 3 steps for the layout, not even 2. There's 3 steps for the layout. So let's start with the first. Okay, so here those are the layout that was there before. Okay, so those layouts here, we want them out of the way, right? Because they are there. We don't want them. So I call that all layouts. Okay. So I create a folder and I'm putting everything here in the all layout folder. So they are out of the way. You know, they don't bother us anymore. Put a separator. Okay. So now we can focus on creating the new set of layout, right? So if I bring the where is the launchpad? Launchpad. Okay. So if I bring the launchpad here, okay, I have here a set of layout. Those are all my layouts. By the way, I don't think the doc mode is great. I was playing with that yesterday, but this is better. Okay, so we have here we have plenty of folders and layouts, so we need to replicate all of those layouts. Okay, so I build all my layout. They have the same articulation, they have the same organization. Okay, I have the cards related to the I have the table and context. For each entity I have a folder. This is exactly the same construction that we have on FM starting point. For each entity, we have a folder. So what do we call an entity is pretty much each time you have an anchor, you know, user, assets, you know, our system. And so each time you have an entity is kind of where you enter your data. Okay, so it's the point of entry for the data. Okay, so each time you have one different, you create a folder. So utility is where I put all the starting stuff, so that what I call that utility. Okay, then I have all the layout for assets, I have all the layout for users, and I have all the layout for system. Okay, so each time you have a point of entry, each time you have a layout where you can edit something, you create a folder when you put that inside. And inside each entity, like asset, for example, you can see that I have my cards. What cards? Cards are all the layouts as a card style window. Okay, so I put them all together and I call them the same way. I call them cards. Okay, and then I have my tables, and then I have my context. So let me explain what it is. Okay, why I have those tables here. What I call table are layouts that I create that points directly to those. Remember those tables that are completely detached, and there's no relationship here, and they have the same name as the table. So the occurrence here has the same name as the table here. Okay, same name. So, and because I have this occurrence here in the schema, now I can have, if I want, I can have a layout that goes there. Okay, so, and pretty much it looks like a table. It's a table view layout. Right? So I know those layouts has no relationship. They have no triggers. They are completely bare. Okay, I use those layouts most of the time to access as a point of entry, to access the data in a safe mode, right? And I use that most often. I use that on the PSOs. When I go PSOs, go to that layout, do whatever you need to do there, delete. Like for example, you need to delete records, or you need to add record, or you need to search for something, or some. So these are the layout you want to go. You don't want to go to that layout on the PSOs. Why? Because you have plenty of on record load and all on trigger stroke and all on layout enter. You don't want that, on PSOs. You want something very, very efficient. So you have kind of those two here. They go to the same table users, but they don't use the same occurrence. Okay. So what we want to do now, we want to recreate this. Okay. So how we do that? So we have this here. We have the launchpad here, and this is the transplant that this is the file where we need to transplant the thing. So you open two times the manage layout. Okay. If I can get that. Okay. So you open two times manage layout. So one manage layout here and one manage layout here, and then you start doing this. Look, okay. Here I'm going to do a demonstration of how standards and uniformity is useful and how fast it can be. Okay. I have multiple times the same kind of construction. Utility, assets, user, they have the same. Card, table, contact, card, table, contact, card. Okay, so you got it. Okay. So now I'm creating a new folder and I'm going to call that utility. Okay. The same as this. Okay. And inside utility, let's put that here. Okay. Inside utility, I'm going to create 3 folders. Cards. Okay. Tables and context. Contexts. Okay. Context. See, I need that multiple times. So what do you want me to do? Do this multiple times, or I can just do this? One. So this is asset. 2, this is users. Free system. Oops. And do I have audit log? And I have server activity. Okay. So this. I create this how many times? See, the same, because they have the same construction. Got it? So you create one, you create all of this, okay? And then you duplicate the folder. When you duplicate the folder, you duplicate everything that is inside. But fortunately, FileMaker is not putting copy on everything inside, right? So I'm using this particularity where FileMaker, I think, forgot about this, and they didn't rename those copy, that like they should have done, by the way. But shh, because they're capable of fixing this. So we don't want them to fix that.
Okay.
Yes, so I'm looking. I have an eye on Discord here. ODBC using.
Yep.
Okay, I don't care. I don't care ODBC. So okay, so you got it. How these things, how fast this is. So for the first step, so the first phase. So let's call it about phases. The first phase I need to do is just I just need to create a layout, empty layout. I don't care. But the first thing I need to do before everything, when I create a layout, okay, is to go to manage theme, and I need to import the theme. So first of all, we need to look a little bit here, okay, because here we have a lot of mess here, okay, that's big mess. So there's a lot of theme here. So that is bad when you have this, by the way, because that means the file itself, FileMaker file, has all the definition, the basic definition of all those theme, and we don't want that because this is heavy. Okay. So we want to clean up. So here you have the number of layout. This one here has one layout with this theme. And I cannot delete it. I can't. But when the theme has 0 layout, I can delete them. So I'm going to select those, and I'm going to delete. Bam. And classic, I cannot delete it because it's a special one. Classic is a mess. Okay, so that proves that the file is old. Okay, when you have classic here, that means the file is old, because a file that is 15 and plus, Rick, I don't remember.
Yeah, well, it's class. When did they pull classic out? They pulled it out, I think, in 17.
17? Okay.
17 or 18. It's not been that long where it's been gone. But basically, classic was a theme that allowed it to mimic the behavior of FileMaker previous to 12, right? So FileMaker Pro 1, version 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, had a certain behavior. They mimicked that with FileMaker 12 with the classic theme. It's a really ugly, nasty. It's nasty. You say it nasty for me, Nick. Nasty.
It's nasty.
Nasty. And so and so they finally pulled that out because they figured they quit humoring all the people who had old solutions, right? So there you go.
Yeah, they try to help the people, the transition between. They were super afraid about this transition between 11 and 12.
Well, it was ugly for about 6 months, and then it got better. They had some performance issues they took care of. The very first version of FileMaker 12, 12.0, 1 or whatever, was an ugly piece of crap. And then they made the performance much better. By the end of version 12, it was much, much faster and much more manageable and usable. So, anyway.
Crunchy Frog, that was the...
Oh, that was the code name for it? Crunchy Frog?
Yeah, the code name, Crunchy Frog.
Crunchy Frog, there you go, code names. Yes, so, yeah. All right, cool. Well, yeah. All right. Whoop.
Okay.
All right, so moving
let's
along.
Continue. So now what I want to do, I want to import the theme that is on the FM Launchpad, right? So I'm going to import the theme. And I'm going to import the theme here. FM Launchpad. So when you do this, I need both because I have a bug on FM Launchpad, but we don't care. Normally I need both, but I want to remove that bug. So I'm going to use the slick. This is a what's the name? This is my theme that I need, right? I need slick for all my layouts, right? So I'm going to import slick. Forget about right downtown. Okay. So I'm going to import slick. I import slick, so slick there now. Okay. So I need the theme first, right? And then now I can create my layout. So everything happened here in the manage layout. Okay. You have manage layout here, manage layout here. So now what you need to do, you need to copy this. You copy the name. You go there and you create, and you say new layout. You did this. You select computer. It's a form view. You paste the name, and you select the same associated table, which is the T101. T101. Oh yeah, no, I'm not on the right. I'm not on the right file. Sorry, my bad. This demo here, I need to close it. Sorry, my bad. So this guy here, layouts. Let's put that on the side. Okay. So unfortunately I did the thing on the wrong on the wrong one. It's okay. Let's pretend we have it. Okay. So old layouts, we put that one on the way, out of the way. Okay, and we start, and I have to recreate the same thing, the utility. Sorry for that, utility, and I did on the wrong file. So cards. Okay, so I have this one. Okay, so now I want to create the first one. So I'm creating the landing screen. Okay, so the landing screen, I create a new layout, and it's on the T101. I paste the name, it's a computer, and a form view. Okay, so I press finish. That's all what I need to do. And then I continue. Layout, is still on the T01. So what you do here, now that you have one, what you need to make sure, you need to open the layout. So you need the theme slick. Oh, sorry, I did everything on the wrong file. So I need to import again the theme. Sorry for that. So let me remove all those zeros. Zeros, import, launchpad. Oh yeah, it needs to be closed. Sorry for that. Okay, so import, launchpad, slick. Okay, and I need to reopen it. I need to reopen launchpad. Launchpad. Yeah, because when the file is open with another FileMaker, you need to close it, right? So now I'm back on track. So I create the first one. I open the layout and make sure the first layout I created, and I make sure that I have the right theme on it. And then I make sure that I remove what need to be removed. Okay. And I make sure that everything. So now, because on my layout, I don't need header and I don't need footer. I need a body. That's it. Okay. And I want to make sure I have the right theme on the first I create. And you will say, and you will see why. Oh, sorry for that. I don't know what happened today.
Okay. Now you're doing fine, Nick.
Now it says because I the screen is so small and I need to jungle with two versions of FileMaker and two. Okay, so now I have my first layout. Right, is ready. I have attached to that layout. I have the right theme, and I remove all the objects I need to remove from it. So now what I need to do is duplicate it. I duplicate. It's the same. The other one is L00 login on the same T101 table associated. So just I need to do is this: change the name. Now I duplicate this, and this one is the splash screen. So you copy the name here, and you go 206. Okay, T106 system. Okay. Now you duplicate this, and you go. It's L002. So you do this, and you go to the T06 home. Okay, and then you duplicate this, right? And forget about the layout. This one needs to be removed. It's the L003, and you go to the T03, T05. Okay. So now you see the advantage of the duplication. It's much faster than going there and say new layout, right? So when you duplicate, so it's faster. So you don't have to create new. And sometimes you can see here, when I'm going to do that, this one, and this one, they have the same associated table. So when you duplicate, you get back the same associated table. So you don't need to take care of that. Duplication is faster. You can see, you just saw it, right? So we have one card here, for example. So we are going to create this. So the same here. It's a T106 system, right? So I'm going there. I'm going to this one. I duplicate this one. I move this here in cards, and I change the name. So why I select this one to duplicate? Because it was the same table. So again, it's an action less that I need to do, because this is painful. So when I can avoid it, it's good, right? So forget about the table for now. I don't have context. So let's start now doing the, so we're pretty much done with utility. So let's do, no, not a separator. Let's do assets, okay? So let's do assets. So I want to create this guy here. So I go there, okay, and I create a new layout, or I can just duplicate the one I have here, but I have none with asset, but never mind. I can duplicate this one, I move down, and I select assets. Asset is a T18, okay? So now I have assets. So now what I want to do, create a folder, and I call it count. But normally you must have all the folders. Actually, I'll just show you I just did on the wrong file, but it's okay. So I have the folder here. I have cards. So I want to create the L520. So I'll create this one. I duplicate this, and I go there, and I duplicate, and I paste. Then I want the one here. I copy the name. I duplicate this one, and I edit the name. Again, this one, copy this one, and I duplicate this, and I paste the name. Same here, copy this, duplicate this, edit, paste the name. So you see, it's like tack. It's not okay. It's not that painful. You know, I wish FileMaker could have done something like copy paste, you know? But they don't want to help us, so no problem. And we pay them for that. So and I want
this whole dialogue here has not been updated in a long time. This needs a lot of help. But
this is FileMaker 5, by the way. That FileMaker 5.
Yeah.
And you can tell the icon. The bitmap icon, they didn't even change the icon though.
Mark Johnson says, don't forget to change the name of the navigation layout under utility.
Oh, yeah. Good. Yeah, good. You know why? Okay. So now, so why we do this? Why we do the layout first? Okay. And why we don't put object in the layout? Why we don't say, okay, create the layout, open the layout, put everything in it, right? I say, okay, yeah, that's good. But it's like the egg and the chicken. Again, I have a layout here. Let's say I have this layout. The L500 is there, okay? Why do I just open this? Okay, go layout mode. Oh, I open this. Hold on. Open this, go layout mode, and paste all the object from here over there, right? Why I don't do that right now, right? Okay, let's copy one object, those, for example. Okay, what happened? Oh, let's copy those objects. Okay, this one, you know. Let's copy those, and those. Okay, copy this and I paste there. So everything okay, fields are working, okay, but everything else broken. This broken. Why? Because the scripts are not there. Okay, so you say, okay, Nick, okay, good, we got it. Why you don't use the script first? Why you don't just go to the script, select all the scripts, and paste them? Oh yeah, cool. So that you want to do that before to create the layout, right? So all the go-to layouts that you have here will be broken. This will be broken because you don't have layouts yet. All the go-to records, all the new window, each time you have to go to a layout somewhere, right? Each time you have a go-to layouts, go-to the records, new window that called, you know, every time you have this go-to layout, go-to the record, new window, or move window, or close window, or you know, each time you have because new window you have this, right? Current layout, you can select the layout. So if you don't have the layout, this will be unknown. That means that all the script that you're going to paste there will be broken because you won't have the what's the name? You won't have the layouts. That's why the process is first you build the layout bare, empty layouts, right? But
bare,
the layout
bare.
is there.
You build it bare.
Exactly. The
bare.
layout is there. That means that will prevent the pasting of the script to be broken. Okay, the script will work. So you know. So let's take an example here. I think I have here. I might have my signing layout script will be. I must have a bunch of go-to layout here. No, yeah, here. Yeah, but this one is special. I don't have a go-to layout here. Okay, so on first layout, yeah, I don't have a. You know, I avoid the movements, so I'm so efficient on my stuff. I don't go to layout too often. Anyway, so but next week I'm going to demonstrate that part of the script. But you understand, you need to know why you need to create a skeleton of layouts first, because when this done, then we are going to paste the script because everything's ready for the script. Now, why? After that, you will understand why we put the script before we put the object in the layout, because the script needs the layout to be there. The object in the layout needs the script to be there. Okay, why? Because we are going to paste objects like I just mentioned, but there's triggers here on objects that calls scripts. So if you copy this and you paste it here, there's no script yet. There will all be broken. Okay, here it's broken. Click unknown. Okay, So that means if you don't do the right way, you have to redo everything, right? So that's why first, so that's why the list of thought guys is good, but here I'm showing you why, and I'm showing you exactly how you should do that, First, so now just a recap, okay?
Yep.
First,
what's the
the
recap?
custom function. Secondly, you copy and paste the table with the fields. Third, you create the occurrences. Fourth, you relink the table of occurrence together. Fifth, you are to fix all the layout, the lookup, and the auto entry calculation.
Okay, so Nick,
Six, you need to create.
Look at the list real quick on Discord, or on Discord. You see that list? Is that correct? I just stole it from David, right? But David put it up here, but I put it down at the bottom. Is it? Look, can you look at that? Is that look?
Yeah. TO, rewire occurrence, field option, lookup. Yeah, layout, move all layout of. Create utility folder crowd. Yes. Duplicate utility. Yes. Import theme. Yes. Yeah. Perfect. Duplicate layout. Yeah, because you see the advantage when the advantage when I prepare the first layout with the theme and stuff like that. They all have the theme attached now, all of them, because I duplicate them, so they all have the theme. See, so if you don't do this, you create new layout. You have to go there and attach the theme, always, right? And this trick to rename to avoid the like I did here, to avoid the rework. Everything is based because this is pain here, it's pain. So don't go there. If I can avoid to go there, I'm happy, right? So that's why I came with all those tricks of manipulation tricks, right? That you can use to avoid the rework. So and so you understand it's a back and forth. The layout is a back and forth, you create the layouts, you paste the script, you paste the objects, and then you can go back to the layout again, and then you can attach the trigger to the layout, because the script will be there now, right? But at the time, unfortunately, at the time of when you create the layout, the trigger is not there. The script is not there. So you at that time here, right now, I cannot put anything here because the script is not there yet, and I cannot paste the script until I have all the layout created. And in between, before you can paste anything on the layout, we will need to deal with the value list, because if you paste an object on the layout like a pop-up menu and you don't have the value list created, you're going to break it, right? So to prevent the breakage, everything needs to be done in an order. And I like your list. Your list is very good. It's very well done.
Yep, that's a list from David. I think David, right? So yeah, awesome. Well, is that a good wrapping spot for today, Nick?
Yeah, I think we're good for today. I mean, now I'm ready. So now I'm going to pre-bake the cookie for next week. Okay, so everything will be done for next week and ready. This list here will be done and ready for the scripts to be added.
Okay, great. Well, this is the rescue cat cam we have for those of us wondering about this. The cat, it's really hard to do FileMaker work when the cat's being like so loving. It's like, give me some more loves and some snacks. Nick, are you good?
I'm good.
Nick is good. We love Nick. He's so beautiful. His long flowing hair. He's like Fabio, that guy, that model, the male model. Fabio, he's so beautiful. Don't hate. What was that line from that commercial from the old? I used to quote this to my wife. She hated this. This is like 20, 30 years old. It's like, don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Some model walking, doing the perfume stuff, right? Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. All right. That's it. Have a good one. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
And the guys just stepped up the whole way. Calm, cool, collected the quarterback. Great read, good patience. More importantly, great job up front protecting this quarterback to give you a chance. And that's all you can ask for.
Trying to rally down 10. 9:25 to go here in the fourth. Short motion by Amendola from the left. Brady takes the shotgun snap. Stands in, throws it left for Amendola. Reaches up and snacks a high throw and lands inside the 10. Rolling to the 9. Ball slightly behind him, but Danny makes the grab.